Hello YouTube, this is Rachel with Grand Rising Spirit Art, and I wanted to make another video today to talk about two things. First of all, how I got started as a spirit artist, and then also the major benefits of spirit art to the client. So hold on. Here are my notes so I don't get sidetracked. Okay, so how I got into spirit art. So the reason I got into spirit art is because I've been attending this mediumship group for a while. Basically, it's a group of people that are trying to hone their psychic skills and their mediumship skills. And I just befriended a lot of people in this group, and everybody in the group is either like a beginner or else they're extremely talented at channeling or honing into spirit in some other way. And in the summer, we went to the International Spiritualist Federation, which is a camp in the UK, and I took some art classes because, well, naturally, I'm an artist. I've been doing art my whole entire life, and I took a spirit art class that was portraiture, and then another class that was spirit art painting. And basically, I had developed a lot within that short time span of about a week. So when I came back stateside, I decided that, of course, I had to keep working on spirit art, working on my connection with spirit, working on mediumship skills, etc., etc. And so I've been giving spirit art readings ever since. So it's basically because my friends are into spirit art, or they're into mediumship. That's how I got into spirit art. And there are a lot of teachers out there that do one-on-one tutoring and that also do like classes. So if anybody is interested in more information, just go ahead and put like a comment or your question below the video, and then I can respond to that. So also, examples of 3 benefits of spirit art would be sometimes the healer or sometimes the sitter or client can have some sort of healing or healing moment. Sometimes spirit has a message regarding how well a certain person has done over their lifetime, or spirit can also tell you a little bit about your career, like insights that you didn't know before. So I'll tell you about these 3 different readings that I have given recently. And so the first reading was, it was supposed to be a really short reading, about 15 minutes. It ended up being a lot longer because I was sitting down with this lady, and it was actually during one of the classes, and as soon as I started to hone in to the spirit world, I noticed that there were no spirits hanging around. I actually only saw a pair of hands that were in a praying position like this, and so I started drawing these hands, and I was trying to figure out whose hands were praying. And then finally I realized that this was Mary, and this particular lady I was reading needed a lot of healing work, and she needed to connect with Mary on a daily basis, and there was a specific regimen I was supposed to tell this lady, and the healing that needed to be done with Mary was very deep. It had to do with her family and her father, and it really resonated with the woman I was reading, and she became quite emotional about it. She knew what I was talking about. She divulged some information about herself that had to do with why this reading was resonating so much. And ever since that reading, she has had her own encounters with Mother Mary that had nothing to do with me. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of healing came about during that specific reading. This lady had made a lot of changes after that, and she made a lot of decisions that she didn't really want to make, but she knew she had to, and her life is going in a much better direction. And so the spirit reading brought a lot of healing that was not foreseen before the reading. And the reading about spirit commending somebody for the great life they've lived so far is a reading that was given during one of the days I was giving readings at Serenity Rocks. And this individual had come in as just a walk-in, like she didn't schedule an appointment. She walked in, and I'd never met this woman before. And right as she sat down with me for her reading, I started to see a child who was very scared, and a child who had seen a lot of scary things around her house that she couldn't explain. This child also had no parents or loved ones that she could really turn to and explain what she was seeing. And her childhood was just very traumatic for her. And she also saw a glimpse of hope. She also saw an angelic being kind of like inside her house. So the drawing ended up being a young child looking through the window at an angelic being that was coming in. And there were lots of these mischievous sort of creatures around the house that she was seeing that were very scary for her. So it was like an interior scene of a house. And the summary of that reading is that even though this child had been through so much and didn't have any love and support growing up, she was an accomplished and loving woman as an adult. So the spirit world was commending her for doing such a great job and holding on to hope and positivity, and basically being the best person, the most productive person in society she possibly could have been, given the trauma she had endured as a child. So that was a really beautiful reading, even though the scene from her childhood was not so beautiful. And the last example is the example about career and how spirit art can give you insights into your career. And one day also at Serenity Rocks, I was sitting down with one of the yoga teachers, and she wanted me to do a reading for her, and she didn't really mind how long the reading was, if it was like 15 minutes or it was like 45 minutes. She just wanted me to go and do the reading. And so immediately, when I started honing in to the spirit world, I saw a lot of houses. I saw a neighborhood. I saw so many houses of all different colors and shapes and sizes that I asked Spirit, you know, is there anything else you can show me besides all of these houses? And so then I was also shown a tree with birdhouses, and the tree was so big that I actually couldn't get it all in my paper. I only drew the trunk of the tree with birdhouses. And I also saw a light anomaly in the sky, and it looked like the aurora borealis, but it was vertical. And I told the yoga instructor about it. She said, don't worry about that. She already knew what that was, so I didn't need to complete that part. I just needed to focus on the houses. The conclusion of this particular reading is that for her job, she was actually a protector. She was protecting the lives and the homes and the well-being of all of these people that she was working with. And she was protecting so many people and so many beings. It transcended humanity. She was also helping the animals and the birds. She was protecting everybody who lived in a certain area. And it was sacred. This was something sacred to her, something that she could only do. It's not something that anybody had the ability to do. It was unique that she had this special sacred job. So at the time, she was actually considering changing her career, but staying in the assisted living and assisted housing market, which I had no idea because I only knew her as a yoga instructor. So basically, those are 3 examples of benefits the benefits of spirit art. So insight into your how well you're doing now, your career, and then what was the first one again? Had to do with healing. So they can even be healing. No two spirit art readings are the same ever. And like I said from the previous video, passed away loved ones, passed away friends and acquaintances, and even family members that you may not have met, they do have a tendency to come in during spirit art, because after all, spirit art is a form of mediumship. It's a form of mediumship in which spirit wants to communicate using drawing. So I hope that you've learned a lot today about spirit art. Thank you for watching my video. Hit like and subscribe, and any questions you have, please write them in the comments below, and have a great day. Bye.